Today, I would like to explore a question that often occupies our minds. Are we only as good as the world lets us be? You see, as teenagers, we find ourselves at a pivotal stage in our lives where the choices we make can drastically shape our futures. Whether that be our choice of friends, subjects in schools, universities, or even career prospects, there's a lot going on at the same time. But have any of you ever wondered how the world can influence those decisions? Today, let's dive into the concept of the butterfly effect and examine a study that sheds light on the impact of our surroundings. The butterfly effect, a term coined by meteorologist and mathematician Edward Lorenz, states that small actions can lead to significant consequences. Just like a butterfly, flapping their wings can ultimately lead to changing weather patterns on the other side of the world. The world we live in today can drastically shape the people we become and the choices we make. You see, as teenagers, we're not isolated beings making choices in a vacuum. We're deeply connected to our environments, our friends, families, schools, communities, and cultures. Every interaction, every experience, every influence that we encounter can and will take a part in shaping our perspectives and guiding us as a whole. So researchers at Stanford University wanted to investigate the impacts of social media on body image on teenagers. What they found was that through constant exposure to carefully curated and idealized representations of beauty on platforms like Instagram, that they would often lead to higher body dissatisfaction and lower self-esteem. The study goes to give a direct correlation between the content consumed and the well-being of the participants. So what does this mean for any of us? Well, it goes to show the impact how the world has, in this case the virtual world, on the people we become, on our thoughts, on our choices, and our emotions. But on top of that, it also goes to show the importance of critically evaluating the messages and the content that we consume. But let's not dwell solely on the negative, shall we? It's important to recognize the influence the world has on us. But doesn't that also provide us an opportunity to set us up for success? If we are influenced by our environments, what if we were to change those environments and curate them, both online and offline, into something that pushes us to do better, that motivates us, that inspires us? And it all starts by acknowledging that your dreams and aspirations are valid, regardless of what people say. It begins with you. Your small changes can lead to significant impacts to those around you. And the actions of those around you can significantly impact those of yours. So the question arises, what kind of environments do you want to put yourself in? And what kind of people do you want to be around? Now, I'd like to share with you two inspiring stories, starting off with Temba Tasheri. At the age of 16, Temba Tasheri became the youngest person in the world to climb Mount Everest. But haven't other people done that as well? What makes him so special is that in a previous climbing expedition, he had lost all his fingers due to frostbite. Can you guys imagine that? Climbing the world's tallest peak, Mount Everest, without your fingers? Many of you may consider it impossible, and I'm sure Temba may have also felt that during his journey, but that didn't stop him. It was his resilience and courage to push beyond his physical barriers that's allowed him to get to where he is today. And look at him, it's clearly paid off. He's smiling and he's happy with that Guinness World Records. Our next story starts off from a boy from Karol, a city in Delhi from India. This boy came from simple beginnings. As you can see, there's nothing really special over here compared to the lush life that we have here in Dubai. It features gullies, underdeveloped roads, and generally the kind of people living here would be people from low-income households and working-class people. Clearly, people from here would have limited resources. But there was a boy from here that had a dream, who wanted to conquer the world. Flash forward to today, Sandeep Arora is a leading project director at First Abu Dhabi Bank. He is a Stanford Graduate Business School alumni. He is a co-founder and investor in the country's first ever sustainable jewelry brand, House of Beauty. And he also happens to be here with us in the audience today because this is my father. But this is not the story of a son that is glorifying his father. This is the story of a man who didn't let the world dictate his dreams. This is the story of a man who has not allowed the world to change his dreams. He changed his world because of his dreams. He's been able to push beyond his societal expectations because he knew that his resources were limited. And to be able to get to where he is today, he had to do whatever it took, whether that be going out of his environment. And it comes from a society and a community where moving across the city was a big thing. He's moved across the entire continent. And I can see firsthand that it has clearly paid off. So I want all of you to reflect internally, into your own lives. What if you all took that plunge and followed your own dreams and aspirations without reservation? What if all of you listened to what your heart said and followed the footsteps of Temba Tasheri and Sandeep Arora? You could also accomplish great levels of success. But it all starts with you. It starts by embracing the butterfly effect as a force that empowers us, not restrains us. Because every small change that you do can lead to something amazing for those around you and in your life. It begins by creating a community that thrives on authenticity and individuality. In the great words of the poet Rumi himself, don't be satisfied with stories, how things have gone with others. Unfold your own myth. You see, we're not mere bystanders in the grand theater of life waiting for the world's permission to follow our dreams. We're the authors of our own stories. And it's up to us to write chapters that are meaningful, authentic, and inspiring. Together, we can create a world where our measure of goodness is not dictated by what we can do for the world, or by what the world can do for us. On the contrary, it's in our ability on how we can motivate, uplift, and inspire others, and what we can give to this world. So it's all up to us, and it's every single one of you. We all have a responsibility to follow our dreams. So when I ask you this question once again, are we only as good as the world lets us be? I want all of you in the audience to look at the people around you. Everyone has a story of their own. Everyone has dreams and aspirations of their own. Share your thoughts with them. Because if you want to know what I believe, I don't believe that we're only as good as the world lets us be. I believe that we're as extraordinary as we allow ourselves to be. My name is Orion Sandeep. Thank you so much for listening.